Karen installed illegal speed traps but didn't expect me to call the actual law. I knew something was off the minute I saw the blinking red lights on my quiet cul-de-sac. Not the sirens kind, smaller, like something out of a low-budget sci-fi movie. A digital display reading your speed 17 mph sat on the sidewalk right in front of my house, and next to it a smug woman in reflective gear, arms crossed like she owned the whole block. That was my first encounter with them, the fake HOA patrol. I'm Antonio Rivers, a 37-year-old single dad and graphic designer. I moved to Willow Heights a year ago to give my son Marcus a quieter, safer life after my wife passed. This neighborhood, tucked just outside of Houston, felt like a place where I could finally breathe. But I was wrong. Willow Heights had an unofficial HOA. The real estate documents never mentioned one, but some of the longtime residents, like Karen Whitmore, appointed themselves as enforcers, complete with fake uniforms, decals that looked like police badges, and radios squawking nonsense codes. The speed trap was just the beginning. At first, I thought it was a joke. I drove up to my driveway, stepped out, and asked, "Excuse me, who installed that?" The woman Karen snapped her gum and said, "Neighborhood Safety Patrol. You were going over 15. This is a zero-tolerance zone." I blinked. "That's not legal. You're not law enforcement." Karen's eyes narrowed. "We have a safety charter approved by the HOA board." "There is no HOA board," I shot back. "We're protecting property values," she barked, as if that settled it. That night, I did a little digging. The speed trap was a radar gun bolted onto a homemade plywood stand, powered by a car battery hidden behind her SUV. I posted a photo on the neighborhood Facebook group asking, "Did anyone vote for this within an hour?" My post had 147 angry comments. Some supported her. Others were furious. Karen doubled down, calling me a troublemaker and accusing me of harboring street racers. My son is 10. A week later, it escalated. They installed 2 more traps, one facing the school bus stop. Then they began issuing fake citations, handwritten tickets stuck under windshield wipers. One accused a neighbor of reckless suburban behavior for going 19 miles. Another threatened penalty hearings. I caught them installing a spike strip, yes. Spike strip outside Mrs. Gordon's home, a 74-year-old widow who drove slowly because of arthritis. That's when I knew I had to act. I gathered evidence. I filmed Karen's officers using tape measures and yelling at kids on scooters. I documented their setup wires taped across sidewalks, fake signs warning of legal action, and one clipboard that said Neighborhood Violation Authority. Then I contacted Officer Lake from the Harris County Sheriff's Department. He watched the footage, then looked at me like I'd handed him gold. "This is illegal impersonation of law enforcement," he said. "And that spike strip, that's a felony." On Friday afternoon, I invited a few trusted neighbors to my porch. We sipped iced tea and waited. Sure enough, Karen and her unit, 3 people in tactical vests with HOA patrol written in duct tape, set up another trap. This time, it had a folding chair, a radar gun, and a GoPro mounted on a bird feeder. That's when the real police rolled in 3 squad cars deep. Karen tried to bark orders at them. "This is private property. We're within our rights." Sergeant Ellis stepped out slowly. "Ma'am, step away from the device." Karen laughed. "I don't take orders from renters." My neighbors gasped. "I own this home," I said calmly, "and you're breaking at least 6 laws." One officer knelt and inspected the battery-powered trap. Unauthorized use of radar monitoring, impersonation, tampering with school zone safety. "Got yourself a list, ma'am." Karen's face paled. The fines came fast. Each illegal device carried penalties. The fake citations were considered fraud. The spike strip was criminal endangerment. Karen's house, plastered with lawn signs saying Neighborhood Pride, was swarmed by reporters after I released my footage online. Local news ran the headline, "Fake HOA Patrol, Shut Down Residents Outraged." One of the officers turned out to be on probation. Another was Karen's cousin who worked as a traffic cone distributor. What happened next changed the whole neighborhood. A real town hall was called. People who'd been afraid to speak finally stood up. "Mrs. Gordon cried in front of everyone. Parents demanded safer school zones, not traps. A black teenager shared how he'd been falsely accused by the patrol of speeding on his bike. The mayor stepped in and passed an ordinance outlawing all unsanctioned surveillance devices and impersonations. Karen She lawyered up, but it didn't help. She was fined, ordered to do community service, and shunned by nearly every resident. Her HOA gear was banned. She tried to run for local office and lost in a landslide. Now the street is quiet again, but in the right way. Real police patrol once a week. Kids ride scooters without being chased. Neighbors talk, share, and support. And every time someone tries to bring up enforcing order, someone else replies, "Remember the speed trap." Some people think power comes from fear, but real power, it comes from truth, unity, and standing your ground when no one else will. I didn't win because I was louder. I won because I was right and I wasn't alone. The end.